Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be trying out an extremely exciting eyeshadow palette. We're going to be trying out the Bubble and Nebula changeable palette. This is by UCANBE and it is hailed as being a dupe for the Huda Beauty Mercury retrograde palette. Or is it just the retrograde? I don't know if I've just kind of added on the Mercury. I have no idea. Like, you'd think after I tried the Beauty Glaze palette that I would know the name of the Huda Beauty, but I don't, so that's great. I just call it like anyway, who cares? So you will know if you watch like my last video, or probably not my last video, but you will know if you kind of watch my channel or follow me on Instagram probably, that I recently tried the Beauty Glaze Mysterious palette. This one was also hailed as being a dupe for the Huda Beauty palette, and I really like this palette. I thought it's brilliant. I don't have the Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette because I don't have that kind of availability of funds. I thought this was a really good palette, and it definitely does have a lot of similarities to the Huda Beauty palette, so I really like this one. But today we're going to be trying out the Bubble and Nebula palette. So this is what she looks like. I would say that, you know, just going off the look of both palettes, I think this one, it just makes me think more of the Huda Beauty palette in a way. And I just think the colours and the layout and everything, it looks more reminiscent of the Huda Beauty one. One thing that I want to say before I get to the video is that I know that a lot of you are really keen for me to do a comparison between the two palettes because they are so similar. And I definitely do want to do that, but I was thinking to myself, I don't want the whole video just to be like comparing, because at the end of the day, this is a palette in its own right. So I hope you don't mind that. I was thinking like maybe at the end of the video, I'll do a comparison, but I'm going to just confuse myself. And this video is going to end up being like an hour long if I'm just constantly comparing. So I hope you don't mind, but for now, can we kind of forget the Mysterious palette? But I promise that I will come to it at the end and I will let you know how I think it compares to the UCANBE one. Yeah, bye Beauty Glaze. You're off for a little bit. Go over there. You're not on the naughty step, you're on the fabulous step, but we just don't want you right now because I need to just focus. This palette costs £4.90, so it does, oh, here I am comparing again. I mean, I knew this was going to happen, I knew it, but the Beauty Glaze palette costs £3.84, so the UCANBE one is a little bit more expensive. So I did go ahead and do the swatches last night, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you that footage now. I'll also cut in my raspy evening voice. Do you find that your voice gets all raspy in the evening, or is that just me? Probably, but I'm going to cut to that now so you can see the swatches and then she'll be back. Okay, so I've just filmed my swatches of the Bubble and Nebula palette, so hopefully you will be seeing them on the screen now. I was quite surprised actually by the shimmers because I think I was expecting it to be more kind of foiled and opaque, but they were actually extremely beautiful but sheer, kind of what I would refer to as topper shades. You can't deny they are absolutely sensationally gorgeous, but I think it's important to make it very clear that they are toppers. They're not your typical kind of shimmer, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just want you to have a clear picture of what this palette is. They're very glittery, which I mean I really like. So they're glittery, they're toppers, I would say. I think they would look beautiful on their own, just for like, you know, a beautiful glistening sheen on your lid, or you know, you could pop them on top of a dark shade or lighter shade, whatever kind of shade you wanted. They felt quite textured for the most part. They felt more like a pressed down pigment, so when you dip your finger in there, you can feel movement, you know, which again I really like that, because I feel like, you know, you can really kind of build up those kinds of formulas. I would say that at this point the shimmers were very different to the shimmers in the Beauty Glazed Mysterious palette. They definitely were completely different kettle of fish. They, like I said, they're more toppers as opposed to in the Mysterious palette. They were more like I would say like a wet, I can't think of the right way to describe them, but they're more opaque in the Mysterious palettes. I thought that the mattes were really, really good. The mattes were definitely more similar to the mattes that were in the Mysterious palette. They were very soft, very smooth, very buttery feeling. They didn't really seem powdery at all. They had a nice amount of pigment. One thing I do just want to mention as well, it was incredibly difficult to actually swatch these eyeshadows because of my position. Unfortunately, honeys, he was out filling the car up with petrol, so, and plus he just looked so bored last time he did it, so I didn't want to bother him again. I just thought, no, I'm going to do it by myself. But it was actually really, really difficult to, you know, with angles to swatch. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the swatches. I'm feeling really excited about the palette, but at this point, like, I am feeling like it is going to be different and, you know, unique from the Beauty Glaze one, which I don't think is a bad thing. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the rest of the video. Bye. Okay, so she's back. So just to show you again, like, yeah, of course you knew I was going to be doing another comparison, didn't you? Because I mentioned it in the swatches. So I know a lot of you guys will really want to see like the palette side by side. So here they are with me in the middle. This is like some kind of I was going to say threesome, but then I just realised that that would be really strange. And there's probably fetish out there, you know, there's like something for everyone, so I'm not gonna even go there. But these are the two palettes side by side. We've got the changeable over here on your left, my right. I'm not going to think about that too much because it's going to confuse me. But we've got the Mysterious palette here. You can definitely see that the shades are very similar. They have different layouts, but yeah, they do. Yeah, it's undeniable that they do look very, very similar. Just one quick thing that I do want to touch upon before I get into trying out the palette is that, and this is something that I've kind of been prompted to like really think about this since I tried the Beauty Glaze palette, because someone mentioned it in a comment. I think someone had said something about, you know, that it's not right to like copy ideas, which I fully agree with. Like, I think, you know, like fake makeup, bad, like definitely naughty step for fake makeup. I think, don't agree with it. I think it's terrible, whether it's faking a high-end brand, whether it's faking a, you know, indie brand. I just think, like, I know I've tried fake makeup in the past, but, you know, I've come on a journey and I've thought a lot about it. So yes, I've made mistakes in the past, but I now have corrected them. And do you know what, everyone's on a learning curve. Look at me, like trying to put it on everyone else. But no, I've been on a learning curve. So I don't agree with copying other people's creative ideas, but I wouldn't necessarily say that, you know, Beauty Glazed and UCANBE have copied, because the palettes do, they look similar. So you could definitely say they've taken inspiration from the Huda Beauty palette. And that goes for a lot of, you know, brands on AliExpress. They definitely, like, it's undeniable to say that they don't take inspiration from high brands, because they do, but they have their own branding on the palette. They make it their own. They change it up a little bit. The formulas are inevitably going to be different, and also, you know, it allows people like me who don't really have much disposable income and can't afford a Huda Beauty palette, because like I said, it costs the same amount as like my weekly food shop. So for a makeup lover like me, it just means that I can kind of, you know, try out makeup. And I know it's not the Huda Beauty palette, it's not fake, but it makes me feel part of the gang. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm part of the gang. So I just want to make a point to say that, you know, I don't think copying is right, but I don't believe that these brands are 100% copying, is what I'm saying. They've just taken inspiration. So I just wanted to cover that. I would be really keen to hear your feedback in the comments, because I'm always really interested to know what your kind of viewpoints are. So please, you know, if we can maybe have a conversation in the comments, I'd be really, really keen to, you know, discuss it further. But okay, now that I've got that out of the way, guys, we're going to start the eye look. So here we have the palette. I'm going to go for something different. Right, I'm sorry. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to just get on with it. But It did cross my mind, like, should I just kind of use the same shades as in the Beauty Glaze palette, try and create the same look and see what we get? And part of me thinks, yeah, that would be like a really good idea. But then I think, well, no, because I want to treat this as like its own, it's a different palette, you know? So, and also I want to do something different. So I'm going to do something different. I hope you don't mind. Also, I was thinking like it'd be fun maybe sometime in the future, I could like try and do the same look. One using one palette, one using the other palette on each eye. I thought, oh shit, sorry guys. I mean, I don't know who I'm saying sorry to. I said sorry guys, but I just elbowed my brush bag. But oh, also just one other thing to mention. On the lips today, I'm wearing a beautiful lip gloss. This is by Kaleidos Makeup and it's their Lucid Lip. It's a kind of holographic lip gloss. It feels so comfortable. I will have a review up soon of these lip products because they're great. I hope you can't see my underarm hair. I'm in winter time now, so I don't shave my armpits really. I don't really shave them in summer, spring or autumn either, but like they're not shaved now, so I've got to be a little bit careful. If you do catch a glimpse of my under hair arm, oh no, sorry guys, let's reverse that. If you catch a glimpse of my underarm hair, please don't judge me. I'm going to begin today's look and I am going to, like, I really want to go in with the green. Like, I'm going to go in with the green. I don't often use greens. Today's the day for the green. I always say that. I don't often use greens. And I actually do use greens quite a lot. But, yeah, I'm just going to casually pretend that that's not true. And carry on with my day. Okay, so guys, right, I've not got any of my brushes ready. So just give me, like, 1 minute. And I will get my shit together, like literally. Do you know what, recently when I've been editing my videos I've realised how much I swear in like videos, and I keep saying to myself, I'm going to stop swearing in videos, like stop it, you're going to get demonetized, like stop the swearing. But I can't stop, and I don't swear in real life really, so I don't know how to do it in videos. So anyway guys, right, I'm going to get everything ready and I'm going to go. In we go with the green. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. If you've got both of these palettes, like which one did you like best? I'd be really, really keen. Definitely from the swatches, the formulas did feel different. Not so much with the mattes, but definitely with the shimmers. I feel like shimmers are much more like topper shades within this palette, the UCANBE one, whereas in the Beauty Glaze palette, they were definitely more like opaque, kind of rich in colour shimmers. So I suppose it's just like a taste thing, you know. It just depends what kind of shimmer you like. And I know you guys are going to ask me as well at the end of the video, like which one do I recommend? And I will try and answer, but at this point, I mean, I just don't know, obviously, because I've not tried this yet. So that's a moot point by me. So there we go. By the way, I love what's going on here. This is such a beautiful shade. I've actually tried like some blues like this before, and I've not really liked them because they've looked quite faded on the lid. And you know what as well, like today I am not using my technique. You know, sometimes I'll be like patting it on and not really blending. I don't feel like I have to do that because I feel like, you know, I can just happily blend this and it's not going to like fade away into nothingness. So, oh my gosh, guys, I really, really like that. But I am going to change my brush because I feel like this brush is too big. It's got its own idea about what it wants to do, and it's the complete like opposite of what I want it to do. So, like, where are all my new brushes? I've got a shitload of new brushes. Oh, here they are. So, right, okay. Okay, so I'm going to use this brush. This is by Doe Colour, and it's neon, and I'm just loving it. So I'm going to get more of the beautiful green shade, and I'm just going to kind of build this up. Can you see how well that colour is actually showing up? I'm sure you've had it like when you've been using eyeshadows where, you know, like the more you blend them, the less you can see them. But yeah, this is actually really, really beautiful, and I'm really actually liking this shade on me because I've never really, I don't think, maybe like a couple of times it's worked for me, but I'm kind of really liking it. So next, because I want to do a bit of under eye work and I want to like build up a little bit in the outer V and the crease, I am going to go in with this shade here. So this, I mean, it does look, I mean, I'm sorry, I said I won't compare, but here she goes again. So this shade here, it looks kind of similar to this shade here, and I really liked that shade in the Mysterious palette. So I'm gonna use it. I'm going to change my brush. I don't know why my brushes are all like out of the way up here. Should I try a bit of this one? I'm going to try a bit of this. It's a beautiful kind of burgundy shade. So I'm actually going to go in with this one first, and we can see how she goes. I'd say that the shadows in the Mysterious palette, like the matte shadows, are more creamy. They just like feel creamier, whereas in this palette they do feel more like, you know, your traditional kind of powder matte shadow. They're very pigmented, very easy to work with. They blend out beautifully. I would say that there is actually a noticeable difference, you know, between the mattes as well as the shimmers. So I'm just going to put more of that cranberry on because I'm actually really liking it with the kind of the turquoisey green colour. Oh my gosh, so I was watching Huda Beauty the other day on Instagram, and she was doing this kind of, she was doing a video where she was comparing high-end and drugstore skincare. Oh my gosh, it was just like so funny, but I don't think she was meaning it to be like so funny, but because she's obviously got loads and loads of money, so she's used to, you know, high-end products, and she had like La Mer face cream which cost about £1 million, and she had just like a Clearasil, and she was like trying them both, and she was trying to be really kind about the Clearasil, but you know, you're watching it and you're thinking, oh my gosh, she hates that shit. She thinks it's so beneath her. And she kept talking about like the experience. She was like, oh yeah, it's just the Clearasil is good, but it's the whole experience. The experience, you know, of having like the higher end brand. I'm thinking, you've fucking rubbing moisturiser in your face. Where's the experience? I mean, I love skincare. I love taking time, you know, to pamper myself in the evenings. But it's, I mean, to call it an experience is like a little bit gratuitous, I feel. I mean, but fair enough, like, Huda, you do you, girlfriend. But it was just so funny, like, but she was actually being like really kind and, you know, sensitive, I think, to viewers watching who can only afford like affordable makeup and skincare. So that was really nice, and I did really appreciate that. Okay, so guys, here we go. So this is what we've done so far. Next, I'm gonna go into the middle bit here, and I am going to pop, I think I'm going to pop a little bit of this. It's kind of like a dusky rose. You know, I love a dusky rose. If I ever had a third child, I may even call them Dusky Rose. Just like, hey, here's Dusky. Dusky would be a really cool name, actually, if you think about it. Okay, so I'm really liking what we've got going on here. But I think I'm going to just pop it a little bit more on because, you know, you can never have too much, is what I say about makeup and cock. Right, so I'm going to pop this. Did I even tell you what I was doing? I don't think I did. No, okay. Right, Anwen, but remember you're actually filming a review here. So I'm going to go in with this shade. It's like an aubergine shade. This was one of my favourite shades in the Mysterious palette. So let's see how this one goes. By the way, guys, you know, if you would like to see me do that side-by-side, you know, comparison video, I would love to do it. I'm just as intrigued as you are, honestly. But I would definitely say, like, even at this early stage, I do believe that the palettes contain very different formulas. The Mysterious one at this point seems more creamy, just more cream-like, whereas this UCANBE palette is more of your traditional, like, very pigmented, powdery, still smooth, buttery, but just not creamy in the way that the Beauty Glaze shadows were. Like, I had a feeling with the Beauty Glaze palette that you could have just applied even the matte shadows with your finger because they felt that soft, you know, and buttery. So it all depends what you want. It's, you know, very subjective, you know, the world of makeup. Okay, so under the eye, I'm going to go in with that same aubergine aubergine. Someone's just said something and I saw the word warning and it made me worried. Oh, she said wearing. Oh my gosh. She was asking what eyeshadow I was wearing. And I thought she said warning. And then in my mind, because I tend to like over dramatize everything, I was thinking she was saying something like, Anwen, the police are about to come to your house to give you a warning. And I was just like, holy shit, like literally, can I take my eyeshadow palette to the station with me so I can finish off my eye look and my camera as well so I can finish my video? But anyway, right, so guys, we're gonna pop this under the eye. By the way, I really like this brush. This is by Doe Colour. A Doe Colour again. Like, I really, really like it. Great brush. I recommend. I think actually I already did recommend it, but I'm recommending it again. Could you see how well these shadows are blending? They distribute themselves really beautifully and really easily. And you know, you get some eyeshadows and it's just a nightmare because the more you blend, the more they disappear. Or you get eyeshadows that are just like over pigmented and they're just impossible to work with. I feel like this formula is just somewhere in the middle and it's just really, really easy to work with. And you too. Look at that. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next, under the eye, I'm tempted to also whip the green. Should I try it? I don't know if this is going to work out, but your girl's the trier, so she's going to give it a go. Okay, let's do it. Do you know what? It's actually blending in with the burgundy and it's creating its own kind of shade, which I can't say I'm not liking, but I am going to pop a little bit of this shade on just because, you know, I want to try as many of these shadows as I can. So I'm just going to pop that on underneath. Yeah, these shadows actually work really beautifully together because I noticed it when I was blending one of the dark shades into the turquoise. It kind of creates a different shade. It's like these shadows don't fight with each other. They work collaboratively together. Okay, so right, next, before we do anything with shimmers, I'm just going to kind of neaten everything up because I feel like, you know, just here, can you see? It's not looking at the best because of my crappy blending skills. But I'm just like, this is what I do. I take a big fluffy brush and I put it like on an angle and I just kind of, you know, go around the edges, just in the hopes that I can kind of tame everything, you know. Okay, there we go. Right, okay, so next I am going to do a cut crease because this girl loves the cut crease. So I am going to do one and then I will be back and then we're going to apply one of the shimmy shimmers. Okay, so I have done my cut crease there. I made a boo-boo like I did. I made an error because I forgot I'm 35. So I did that thing, you know, that all like the Instagram people do where they do the cut crease really delicately and then they go like this and they look up, you know, to see where that line should be. So me being me and 35, I did it, and of course because my eyelids aren't as taut anymore, it's splodged up here and I just realized, and when you know, you cannot do what those people on Instagram do. It's just not the life for me. Do you know what I mean? I still like, I don't know which one I'm going to use. Like, we've got some beautiful options. Do I go in with this beautiful purple? Like, I think I might go in with the purple. Yeah, I'm going to go in with the purple. Sorry, guys, I took my flip-flops off for some reason. And my feet, they just felt like vulnerable and bare and naked. So I put the flip-flops back on. Things you do not need to know. I find myself just like telling Honeys things sometimes. And I'll be like, Amanita, he does not care about this, but I'll just be telling him like, oh my gosh, Honeys, I've decided I'm going to have rice tomorrow and I'm not going to have pasta anymore, and Honeys, I've decided I am going to not eat any dairy next week. And he's just like, he's like, I don't care, like, he knows I'm not going to do it. We're going to go in with this beautiful purple shimmer. I'm going to use a brush first, although I've got a feeling that I am going to be ultimately going in with my finger. So I had I'm not going to tell you what my inner voice just said. I'm not telling you guys because it was rude. This shimmer is definitely like sheer. Like, she said she's a sheer little lady. She's like, oh, I'm just a little bit demure. My name's Vanessa. I'm very very polite. But do you know what, Vanessa? We need you to go hard. I want you to go hard on my eyelid right now. So I'm using my finger and I'm just like tapping her on. These shimmers do definitely have that kind of, it's like a loose crumbly, you know, almost not 100% pressed down feel to them. Like when you kind of put your finger in there, and as you can kind of see here, there's that indentation that, you know, you wouldn't really get in a kind of pressed powder shimmer, if that makes sense. So, okay, oh shit, I put a bit too much on my finger there. But this has really come alive now. I feel like, do you know what really made it come alive? Was me kind of, you know, massaging my finger in there. You know, when I was doing my swatches yesterday, I did feel like these were really quite sheer. But now that I've kind of really, like, you know, dug my finger in there, I feel like I'm getting a lot more than I expected, actually. So here we go. I like it, guys. I really like it. I feel like I've got like a bit of a galaxy going on up on my eyelid. But I've not finished. Like, I've definitely not finished because I want to go in with a little bit of pink. I just feel like, why not? Pink make the girls wink. I don't know if pink actually makes any girls wink, but, well, it does actually. It makes me wink. It doesn't. Like, it definitely doesn't. Okay, so here we go with the pink. Look how gorgeous that is. Do you know what, though? Like, I feel like, you know, when I was swatching these yesterday, oh my gosh, like, look at that. I don't feel like my swatches have done this palette justice, because when I was swatching, it was really incredibly difficult, honestly, because I had my camera here and it was just tough. And I feel like, look at this swatch now. And, you know, compared to my swatch earlier, I just feel like it's a totally different kettle of fish. So I think at the end of the video, I'm going to kind of re-swatch the shimmers, and so that you can see them, because I've now realised, and if you do get this palette, just like dig around, like just go like this, you know, do a little bit of like fingering in it, and I feel like that just kind of gets the best out of these shadows. So anyway, I'm just going to pop a little bit of this pink on top. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Next, I am just going to finish off with putting a little bit of the beautiful kind of aubergine shade. I'm going to put that through my crease just to try and build that up a little bit more. I just feel like I want a bit more, you know, going on in there. Oh shit. And I'm going to pop a little bit more of that cranberry shade just in the outer vagina. And I am popping a little bit of the cranberry shade just in the outer V. Okay, so I have finished the one eye. I'm going to move on to the other eye now, and then I'll be back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this palette, and also give you my feedback as to, you know, how similar I think it is to the Mysterious palette, and ultimately which one I would recommend, or if they're different. I'm going to tell you why I think they're different. Oh my gosh, could I have made that any more complicated? I think not. Hello there. So I am back. I have done the look. I've really badly applied my falsies, which, you know, there's no surprise there. But this fecker here on the inner corner keeps popping up. It's like, oh, hey guys, I'm back. And I'm like, no, stay down. So I push it down, and then a minute later, oh, hey guys, what's up? I'm just like, hey, feck off in a corner thing. But anyway, so this is the eye look. It makes me think galaxy, and because it made me think galaxy, I decided to do faux freckles, which I know it's a little bit OTT, a little bit dramatic, but I love it. I love it. I know some of you guys are gonna not like it, but you know, and that's fine. They're not for everyone, but I love them. I love them. So now that I've tried the Bubble and Nebula palette, I can definitely say I really like it. I think for £4.90 it is a absolute steal. I really liked the mattes. I thought they were very pigmented but very easy to work with. I like the shimmers, although you do have lots of different textures going on. And the word that I was looking for earlier, which I just could not pick out of my brain, was that some of them are kind of crumbly. So for example, this kind of gold shimmer, which I just used on my inner corner, which I'm really sorry, I very rudely forgot to film, so I do apologize for that. But you can see she is very crumbly, and there were a couple others like this purple and this one. So I don't know, there's different formulas going on within the palette. I like all of them, but I do feel like the crumbly ones are a little bit kind of tricky to work with, just because you do get a lot of fallout. You can apply them with a brush, but you do get a lot of fallout. You can apply them with your finger, but you do get a lot of fallout. But they look absolutely beautiful when they're, you know, on the lid. They just kind of melt into the lid. So, he followed through. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, let me go see him. Oh my gosh, it's all going on today. So I really do like this palette, and I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in the shades and you think that you could have fun playing around with it. I think it's really good. Okay, so now we come to the comparison part of the video. I'm going to call this comparison time, which I gotta come up with something much more exciting than that. Okay, so I've tried both of these palettes now. I do think that it is undeniable that the shades are very similar indeed, but the formulas within the palettes are very different. I think I kind of went into this thinking they're probably going to be like exactly the same and there wouldn't really be much difference, but from the moment when I swatched the UCANBE palette, I knew that they were going to be different, and particularly at that point I was thinking it was going to be the shimmers. But now that I've tried out both palettes like properly, I think they are just so different, like so different. So the Beauty Glazed palette is much creamier, much more kind of buttery, much smoother. The shimmers are, they're described as foiled, and whilst I do think that they are quite similar to the UCANBE palette in the sense that they don't feel like super like pressed down, I think that the shimmers in the Beauty Glaze palette are just a little bit more opaque, whereas the shimmers in the UCANBE palette are, I would describe them as being more like topper shades. They are more sheer than the Beauty Glazed shimmers, but I do think that it's worth just like really like fingering the shimmers, like I said before, to, you know, really like get all of that goodness from them. So yeah, the shimmers for me are very different, but I enjoy both of the formulas. In regards to the mattes, I would say that the Beauty Glazed ones are a lot more creamy, to the point that I actually suspected that they were kind of hybrid, like cream powder. I don't know if the makeup world has got onto hybrids yet. You know, like with cars, you have like a hybrid electric one and a hybrid like petrol one. So I don't know if eyeshadow palettes are like quite there yet, but I definitely do feel like the mattes in this palette are a lot creamier than in the UCANBE palette, where I would say they're more pigmented in this palette, but they're not as creamy, and that's not like a bad thing. It's just like these ones are so creamy and these ones are just like not as creamy, but the UCANBE ones are more pigmented. So I think that, you know, you wouldn't go wrong with either one of these palettes, and I definitely think that you could have both and you could enjoy them because the formulas are very different. The shimmers in this palette look different to the shimmers in this palette. So I do think that, you know, you could definitely kind of make room in your collection for both. If I had to say my personal favourite, like I couldn't decide, because I prefer the mattes in the UCANBE palette, but I prefer the shimmers in the Beauty Glaze palette. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is like I love both. So anyway guys, I am going to go, but I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope that I've not missed anything out. If you have any questions, or if, you know, just whatever, you know, you can always leave a comment down below and I will always get back to you. So, and also, could you let me know if you would like me to do the like One Eye Beauty Glaze, One Eye UCANBE palette using the same shades? I think it would actually be super interesting just to see how it turned out. But anyway guys, I'm going to go. Thank you as always for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.